Howdy, David here. Thanks so much for tuning in again today. My question for you is, have you ever been scrolling through Instagram or TikTok or Facebook? Maybe you've seen someone your age or even younger, maybe even significantly younger, absolutely killing it. Maybe they're running a business, they're speaking on stages, they're traveling the world, working from the beach with cocktail in hand, and thought to yourself, what am I even doing with my life? Because if you're feeling behind right now, I want to tell you something that most people are not going to tell you. You are not late. You're exactly where you need to be. And it's not just fluff that you hear in the personal development space. I actually want to break down in a very systematic way why it is that you are exactly where you need to be. And firstly, why you feel behind. You feel behind because we live in a world that celebrates speed. Everything is on demand these days. Highlight reels, highlights on Instagram, reels, Netflix, you can get your movies on demand. Amazon, you get your delivery on demand. Uber Eats, you get your food on demand. Everything is picking up in pace, right? And the whole world in the social media space, or for the most part, the majority of the world, celebrates this speed in terms of achievement and achieving things on timelines that, most importantly, are not your own timelines. Okay, these are someone else's timelines that are specific to their own unique journey with their own upbringing and, unique background and traumas that they've faced. Our education system, social media, even well-meaning family members have conditioned you to believe that there's a right timeline for success, that you need to follow a specific blueprint, that you need to, get a job, start a business, get a promotion. But here's the truth, comparison has always been and will always be a thief of your peace and your purpose. The only timeline that matters is yours. And let's remember, even the best laid plans are not always going to come to fruition. Why? Because there's your plan and then there's God's plan. Regardless of whether you believe in a higher power or not, I think we can all agree that no matter how many times you may have expected things to work out in a specific way in your life had a completely different plan for you. It took you in a completely different direction. Maybe it was a breakup. Maybe it was getting terminated from a job. Maybe it was a family member falling ill. All kinds of things that just shook you to your core. You couldn't have accounted for it as part of your plan. And yet, something else eventuated. Maybe something even more beautiful eventuated. So my point is, and also this brings to mind a really great quote from President Eisenhower from the States. He said that planning is essential, but plans are useless. Planning is essential, but plans are useless. But my point with all of this is that your path isn't supposed to look like other people's path. Okay, even your plan and the path that you've carved out for yourself is not meant to look like other people's. We're not all meant to bloom at the exact same time. Okay? Some people are like sunflowers. They shoot up very fast. Okay, but others are oak trees. Strong roots, very slow growth, very deep legacy. I remember I worked with a client who thought that they weren't doing enough or feeling frustrated because they were stuck at, like $45,000 a month. They felt that they weren't doing enough and they were getting frustrated and stressed because they had been at that level for about a year and they hadn't broken through $50,000 until they realized that they were building something with soul and purpose, not just speed. And paradoxically, when they were able to get emotionally involved in something deeper and bigger than just making money, they were able to arrive at their goal much more swifter. So I guess the point here is not to not to get so swept up in the superficial, conventional measures of success, which we are constantly bombarded by on social media. There is a very big community that applauds and celebrates vanity metrics, like followers, revenue generated in a specific amount of time by a specific age. And, it's really neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there because it's entirely related to that own person's journey. What if the time that it's taking you to achieve your goal is not a delay, but a divine setup for something even greater than you can imagine right now? Even greater. I remember when I was finishing university, I was expecting to go on to study medicine, in large part due to the fact that my parents wanted me to study medicine to become a doctor. So I was really, whilst abusing drugs and alcohol and partying, I was trying to get good grades. Turns out it's hard to do both at the same time. But whilst I was trying to do that, and I did relatively well academically, and yet sitting in front of the medical interview judging panel and being rejected and then rejected and then rejected time and time again, the plan and the path that I had laid out for myself didn't unfold like I expected it to. And I felt very lost. And it was around that same time that I descended further. There goes the lights. It was around that time that I descended further and further into darkness, and I continued to become more and more reliant on these substances until it got to a point where, I was sent to court. I lost my license. I lost my job. I almost lost my father as well to suicide. I couldn't have expected any of these things to happen. And in fact, all of those things, as scary and as overwhelming and confronting and senseless as they were at the time, actually ended up being the stepping stones to me building a company in the mental health space, which won multiple awards, which grew to over 100 people, which supported thousands of people around Australia and India, around the entire world. And I wasn't expecting that to happen. There goes the lights. And so through that darkness, through feeling behind, I was able to thrive. But because I wasn't constantly fixating on me feeling like I'm behind. So my question is, are you living by someone else's definition of success? Actually, ask yourself and interrogate yourself. What's my best measure of success? And who are you comparing yourself to, and why? Why are you comparing yourself to someone else? What benefit is there? Some other questions which might be worth pondering is, what's your definition of enough? How do you define success? Is it fulfillment? Is it impact? Is it a feeling inside? Is it you? One of my friends who's another coach in the space, amazing woman, super empowering. She defines success by her showing up unapologetically as herself every single day. That's beautiful, right? That's beautiful. And those are some really positive inputs to focus on. Because at the end of the day, we can't control the outputs. We can't control the revenue. We can't control the followers. We can't control, the awards. All of these outputs and all of these effects that we see online are exactly that. They're effects. The causes are the inputs. What are some productive inputs that you can focus on as opposed to focusing on others? And on that note, celebrate your own journey. Celebrate your own journey, because just in the same way that I experienced all of that hardship and trauma, every step that you've taken, every adversity that you've faced has prepared you for where you're going next. So being behind is a complete illusion. It's a distraction, okay? And the growth that you're going through isn't linear. It's seasonal. Life works in ebbs and flows. So trust that you're not running late. You're ripening. You don't need to catch up because you're not behind. You just need to tune in and connect deeper to your purpose. So, if this resonated with you, if this is something that helped offer you a sense of comfort, please share it with someone. Let's get this out there. I think more people would benefit from this reminder. and drop a comment below. You know, what is a part of your journey that you're learning to trust right now, and know that you are exactly where you're meant to be. So thank you so much. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here every single day. I want to continue doing my best to share everything that's been helping me on my journey of spiritual and emotional and entrepreneurial growth. I'm right there with you. Lots of love. See ya.